Hey everybody, this is Natalie from Power Moon Tarot and welcome to your reading. Today's reading is called What Do Others Find Challenging About You? Which is, I got the idea because I was, poking around online and there's so many videos about, what people find attractive, what people find interesting, what people love about you, which I think is great. And well, definitely the next video that I do will be a little bit sweeter. But today's reading is called What Do Other People Find Challenging About You? Because I think it can be really interesting and illuminating to take a look at that. And we're also going to ask about, because all of us have things about us that are challenging, honestly. We all do, that other people may find challenging. And sometimes it may be because people are jealous or they don't understand us or they, or we hit a trigger point for them that they feel that, they just, for whatever reason, find our energy challenging. And that's cool, right? Because we all here to resonate in different ways. And a lot of times there's a really interesting lesson in that for others too, okay? And within the reading, we're gonna go ahead and ask, is there anyone around you who's upset with you right now? What do they want you to know? And is there anybody who's jealous around you too? Because sometimes we may set people off or people may feel triggered because we're having some success in our life, or we seem to have a certain area of our life together that for instance, the other person doesn't, etc. And that can be annoying to others. Or we just may straight out annoy people. And it's been a really interesting last couple of days because we're in a Mercury retrograde right now, and Mercury retrograde in Aquarius, and right now Mars is in Taurus. And so when a Mercury and Aquarius lined up to that, we had a square between Mercury and Mars in the last couple of days. And you could definitely feel it in the collective energy. The people were snapping a little bit more. They were a little more annoyed with things. They were a little more ill-tempered or a little bit quicker to kind of just, snap a little bit. Not like, and not in major ways, but it was just those little annoyances that were coming up in our dealings with others, okay? So, if people are annoying us, then surely we are annoying other people too as well, right? So for those of you that can handle it, and for those of you that are in the mood to kind of go deep with this topic with me, and maybe this video will trigger some people and you may get a little bit annoyed at what I'm saying or what I'm pointing out, etc. And that's okay too. That's totally okay too. Because we're all here to learn and to grow, right? So the reading again is called What Do Others Find Challenging About You? Okay, so we have 3 piles to choose from. Pile number 1 is the Labradorite. I'm gonna say, I might be annoying in this video, like pronouncing things incorrectly, right? Labradorite. So the Labradorite stone here is just a gorgeous stone. It looks like the Northern Lights. It's got this beautiful sheen on it. It's a really fantastic and grounding stone, and it helps us process psychic energy, okay? So those of you that are drawn to pile number 1. Pile number 2 is the red agate, and this is associated with the root chakra and also our willingness. The reds are very much about a proactive stone, getting out there and making it happen for ourselves, okay? And I love this piece of red agate because it's like it has many tones all over it, but then it has this deep red on it, okay? And it matches with the red and the flower. And look at that. It's already spicy, right? It's matching with the red on the red roses on this deck, okay? So, and for pile number 3, we have the alien Sugilite head, okay? And I love this alien head. I was drawn to get this. I dreamt about it, and I love the fact that there is a line here separating both hemispheres of the brain and the left and right brain. multicultural, multi-talented, alien head, Sugilite, alien head. And Sugilite, I think, as a crystal is not, there's not a lot of it. I think that there's not a ton of it around as I was reading about it, but it's kind of like this purple kind of hue, and you can see the kind of purple tone on here. Sometimes it's like lighter purple or deeper purple. Okay, so we have pile number 1, pile number 2, or pile number 3. We're gonna go ahead and actually, as I was doing that, do we have some know-it-alls here too? Can we be annoying because we're like know-it-alls, right? I know I can be sometimes thinking I'm a know-it-all and being really annoying and sharing a lot, right? So we all have annoying things about us, but we're gonna go ahead and get into the piles, and you can click directly to your timestamp in the description box. Also, if you want to follow me on Instagram or TikTok, details for how to do that are in the description box as well. So let's go ahead and get into it. Why don't we? So let's do it. Ooh, I'm already getting excited. I'm like, woo woo, excited. Okay. Pile number 1, welcome to your reading. You chose the Labradorite. Thank you for being here, this beautiful stone, okay? And today's reading is called, What Do Others Find Challenging About You? And if you didn't listen to my intro and you're not sure kind of why I'm doing this reading or what's my purpose behind it, please listen to that, because I really, my goal isn't to trigger everybody and upset everybody, but but we are going to get into some topics here. So I do want you to be aware of that. And everybody has, things about them that are challenging or others find challenging. Doesn't mean that we're going to change ourselves for everyone else just so everyone else feels comfortable, right? But we will work on ourselves to a certain extent, especially with the people. Well, to a large extent we will, right? But it's not all in response to everyone else. Some of that work is also internal. All right, and so we're gonna find out, what do others find challenging about us? Is there any person upset with you right now? What do they want you to know? And is there jealousy around you too? Because some of it could be jealousy as well. 9/11 on my clock right now. That's kind of my number. 9/11 is kind of my number. So let's get into it. And actually, it's funny because if you're talking to someone 2 hours ahead, it's 11:11 on their clock. So I'm in the Pacific Northwest. If you're in the Central region, it's now 11:11 on your clock, okay? So let's go ahead and get into it. Spirits, angels, and guides, send me your beautiful energy. Coat us with your amazing sense of peace, dignity, and honor for my beautiful pile number 1s. Let's find out what others find challenging about them, please, and thank you. All right. I was also, when I was doing your guys' little prayer there, I saw a woman step forward, and she was holding a piece of lavender, or she was like a lavender plant. And so for those of you that have lavender around you, or you like that smell, or you have a lavender plant at home, or you had somebody in your family, for instance, a mother or a sibling, a feminine energy who liked lavender. I definitely felt like somebody was kind of stepping forward with that energy. Lavender to me is also associated with the color purple. So for those of you that are wearing that, or you have, it's lavender energy is also for me like high spirituality energy as well. And for those of you that like to garden, or like, dealing plants and flowers and all of that too, I'm just feeling that kind of energy for you in pile number 1. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into it. For my pile number 1s, actually, I just have to say, I do feel like for some of you, like a mother figure, maybe one who has passed, or an aunt, grandmother, mother figure coming through with a piece of lavender, okay? So, or like, like a stalk of it. I don't know what it's called, but it's like the plant, coming through with the plant, okay? So I just had to kind of say that. And I'm also getting the name Julie. All right, so let's go ahead and get into your reading, pile number one. So what does, I'm getting like the last name Poppins or like Mary Poppins or something like that as well too, all right? So I just have to say it. Like if it pops into my head, I have to say it. Sorry, pile number one. Let's go ahead and get into your reading, okay? What do people find challenging about my pile number one? The dark harlequin. Okay, so look at that face, right? Look at that face. Are you a little judgy at times, pile number one? Do you kind of look at what other people are doing and, you know, with a lifted eyebrow, like, you're doing what, you know? The dark harlequin. And I think it's because you guys have done stuff in your past before too. Like you've had things happen or you've done things and you've just learned a lot from it. And, you know, and I think people are like, you know, what is pile number one gonna do today, right? And I think because you've gone through that energy, you yourself could be sometimes a little bit, you know, eyebrow raising at others or kind of questioning what others are doing, all right? And people could find that challenging because people don't like to be questioned about what they're doing or what they have going on or why they're doing it. I do feel like some of you here could be an older sister or an older brother, and I feel like, you know, you may tell them like, oh, because I've done that before, I understand that, and I want you to learn through me. And I do feel like somebody in your life could be a little bit annoyed with with that, or if you bring that energy towards them, all right? And the number 27, I'm seeing the number 27 here. I mean, the thing is that you are very wise and your eyes are wide open and you have learned a lot. I think just some people find that challenging. Yeah, we have the eagle energy. So I do think you guys have a tendency to kind of observe others at times, and you're like, well, that's interesting. And you may not say a whole lot, but people can tell from your vibe that you can see what's going on. I do think for some of you too, this is kind of like Scorpio energy with the eagle energy, is some of you may spy on people sometimes, or you may kind of, you know, and I don't feel like it's like you're overly into people's business, but I do think you observe a lot of what's going on. And I think people could be left wondering, like, what is pile number one thinking? What do they know? I feel like some of you back in the day could have maybe been tattletales at some point too. Like, you know I did that once when I was a kid. I tattletaled on somebody. Poor girl. Her name was Amy, and I tattletaled on her. I still remember that, right? But, you know, if you do that, I think you feel like you're doing it for, like, you know, for somebody's good, you know? You feel like you're doing it for a good reason, not, you know, not to, like, hurt or harm people. You're like, because it's, you know, it's good for you is kind of what I feel. I want to look up this eagle energy here for you guys. It's so funny because I was just channeling that Bette Midler song, you know, and I can fly higher than an eagle because you are the wind beneath my wings. That song just came into my head too. Did you ever know you're my hero? You're everything I wish I could be, right? I feel like you guys take your direction from somebody who, you know, like was in your life and maybe they passed away, like an older maternal figure. But, you know, some of you may say, well, this is how, you know, mom would have wanted it, or so-and-so would have wanted it, or grandma or auntie or something like that, okay? And I feel like sometimes people think that, you know, you may like see too much. We have the hawk here is watchful, all-seeing, and a messenger of divinity. The sharp eyes, look at these sharp eyes right here too. The sharp eyes of the hawk watch our every move. This keen-eyed bird has the ability to see every little detail as well as the bigger picture. When this card appears, fate has its eyes on you. The winds are shifting. It is said that the hawk carries news upon its wings and is sent from divinity itself to deliver it. Yeah, so I feel like some of you are saying, oh, you know, so-and-so wouldn't like that, or so-and-so, you know, you're carrying that message forward. The message should not be taken lightly, though it may seem small or insignificant. It will eventually redirect somebody's course or your course. And when out of balance, hawk energy can be sees too much or is too suspicious of others, all right? And when it is in balance, it's very clear and intuitive. It sees clearly, okay? I can see clearly now. The rain is gone. Oh my God, I just read you guys the entire hawk spirit when this is eagle. Oh my God, why didn't anyone stop me? Now I am being annoying. Oh my God. Well, there must have been a message there for you with the hawk too. Yeah, so, you know, when the eagle is out of balance, sorry about that, you guys. I don't know, I was seeing a hawk. And it's funny because I used to, before my niece was born, I used to always call her Hawk, you know, before she was born. It's just so funny, right? Okay. So yeah, the noble eagle emanates the light of the sun. This great bird is both physically and spiritually strong and represents mastery over the elements of fire and air. When the eagle appears, you'll soon be thrown into the karmic fire for the sake of your transformation. The eagle pushes us to be our best, brightest selves and stops at nothing to see us shine. Okay, and you are stronger than you think, eagle child. Okay, so I feel like for some of you, that's a message for you from someone who has passed over. They're telling you you are stronger than you think, eagle child. All right, and when the eagle is out of balance, the eagle can be controlling. But to step into balance, you need to step into the unknown, okay? And just kind of face things. That's so funny that I read the hawk. Oh my God. Well, I was feeling that all watchful, all pervasive, looking at all the details, kind of watching people energy, okay? Pile number one, my goodness. Envious gluttony. Wow. Okay. So I feel like sometimes you guys stop people from, you know, being, from going overboard on things. I feel like you guys can look at people and be like, hey, you know, you're doing this too much, or you're going too overboard with this and you need to take it down a notch or slow it down. Some of you guys may give people unsolicited advice at times and tell people that they're being too much or they're acting out of line, okay? We have envious gluttony here. Yeah, so I do feel like some people may think that you're a hypocrite at times too, pile number one. I mean, because you're telling them not to do something that maybe you do or you have done, so they may get annoyed with that at times. But you've changed, right? You've changed. We have the butterfly here, healing the inner child and growth. So I do feel like you guys have changed a lot in pile number one. And people can see, like the eagle and the butterfly, you guys are very powerful creatures and you have transformed and changed a lot here. And all you're trying to do is kind of help others do the same, right? And I think that, you know, others are very interested in you, but sometimes you may, in what you have to say, but I feel like sometimes you may go a little bit hard on people. Yeah, we have photograph here coming out underneath eagle, so kind of watching people and seeing what they're up to. I feel like sometimes you guys may look at people's like, and it's the people that you care about, right? Like, you know, looking at people on social media, looking at what they're up to, kind of being like, are they behaving themselves? Are they doing what they should be doing? And for, you know, you guys may be a little bit stalkery at times too, and people are like, damn, you know, you're stalking me a little bit here. We have bird in a cage, illusions, ignorance is bliss, 8 of swords. Okay, so I do feel like some people are like, you know, they may think that you try to preach on things or talk about things that you yourself were just doing or that you yourself have done before, and they find that aggravating or irritating. I think it's kind of just reinforcing that energy. And I feel like some people who may have known you before may have a hard time with that, particularly if you've changed and grown over time. And I feel like some people are like, get on with the point. All right, like you may be a little bit long-winded at times too, or you may kind of, you know, give a lot of examples, or, you know, or kind of talk things through, kind of talk. And I feel like some people are kind of like, get to the point, you know. You may even be feeling that like with me right now, because I feel like I'm channeling that energy, like get to the point, right? Talk. So I do feel like that can come up here too. We have 6 of Pentacles, giving and receiving. So yeah, and I think sometimes you guys are like, hey, I've given a lot, and I've helped a lot of others, and, you know, when's it kind of like, you know, when are they going to kind of step up and help me? When are they going to kind of reciprocate, right? And, you know, and I feel like sometimes you guys could be like, you know, there's a lot of people looking for handouts, right? But they don't want to do the work to change and to grow. And some of you guys may say that, or you may imply that to others, and they may find that a bit annoying. Okay, oh, but you guys do this because you care, right? The heart chakra. You're doing this because you love and you care, all right? And because you know that, you know, people have gone through losses and they've gone through transformations and they've gone through changes, and you're just protective, loving. Like, you're not meaning to come from any bad place, right? You do this because you care. And you may tell people that too, like, I'm telling you this because I care. I'm letting you know the truth because I care, right? And people may be like, well, damn, you know. We have second house here, so I think sometimes you guys can be very stubborn as well, and you like seeing things your way and ignoring other people's viewpoints and saying, like, you know, no, it's this way, right? And people are like, damn, you know, you can be stubborn at times. I can relate to that, pile number one. You know, I'm a Taurus. I can be very stubborn and sometimes insisting on my view only. You know, so, but I think it's because you want to see the people around you are taken care of, that they have what they need, that everybody, you know, is good, and that, you know, everybody's being taken care of. We see with the second house, like worthiness, luxuries, your credit score, security, finances, your possessions, right? So I feel like some of you guys may kind of preach at people about how to do better financially or how to take care of themselves. And people may be a little bit jealous at times, you know, because maybe you guys have, you know, kind of built up your nest egg, or you have a small nest egg that you know, and then you kind of, or you've done well with in some aspect of your life with money, either saving, etc. And you may try to talk to people about that, but I feel like sometimes people think that, you know, you talk about that, but you also, like, you can spend a lot at times too, but you may lecture others on that. I feel like pile number one. And so they're like, you know, talk your talk, walk your walk type of thing. I feel like we have seventh house of relating. So we have partners, companionship, best friends, etc. So I do feel like there could be a best friend in your life too that could be like, hey, you know, like, you may tell them like, oh, you know, I helped you with this, or I did this for you, or I gave you this, or I helped you see this, right? And they may get a little bit annoyed because it's like, well, I helped you too, right? And you are kind of more seeing what you've done for them. Yeah, we have helping hand under the heart chakra. So people may get annoyed sometimes or find you challenging because either you know, you want to give others a helping hand, and I feel like you're doing this because you care, right? It's okay to give and ask for help, but I feel like some people want you to ask for help more. Like, they want you to you know, share more and ask for help more. It's okay to give and ask for help here as well. And then we have acceptance. Accept the fact that you cannot control every situation and everyone, okay? Yeah, and that's coming out underneath here, underneath this second house, right? Where we can be kind of stubborn and kind of, you know, dragging our feet and telling people, like, this is the way that I did it, right? And so you should do it this way, right? And, you know, offering a helping hand to others because you want to see them succeed is what I feel like, pile number one. But at times, I feel like other people get annoyed with this because they may find you to be controlling at times, meddling, spying, or a bit controlling, or giving of unsolicited advice, all right? So that's what I feel like people may find challenging about you, but they love you all the same, right? And I feel like people are like, you know, because you have a good heart and you mean well, and you do want to take care of others, and you are trying to help other people, right? right? So I think it's just kind of like, you know, it's just kind of the way that it is, right? Pile number one, I mean, it's just like, and I think you guys, I'm smiling right now because I feel like you guys may know and accept this about yourself, and you're like, yeah, you know, I feel like some of you in this pile may be older to, like, you know, going into your later 30s or 40s, 50s, etc. I feel like, or some of you too could be around your Saturn return or age 27, but I feel like you've kind of accepted this about yourself. Even if you aren't older, I feel like you have that older soul kind of vibe. And you may already know this, okay? All right. So you're like, I know, Natalie. You're like, I get it. I feel like you're a little annoyed with me. You're like, I know. All right. So is there any person that's upset with pile number one right now, Spirit? Is there anyone that's upset with pile number one? 10 of Pentacles. I feel like somebody in your family could be a little bit upset with you, but I also think that they need your help. And for some of you, someone in your family may have a child, and you know, and they may need help, okay? But sometimes I think that they feel judged, all right? Or that they feel, you know, that, I mean, with the Five of Swords, it's this whole like win or lose kind of vibe, right? It's like, and I feel like sometimes, you know, they don't want to hear it, or they want your help, but they don't necessarily want you to kind of like share everything, or to kind of, you know, they want your help without judgment is what I'm feeling here. They want your help, you know, they want you to be loyal to them. I'm drawn to the two dogs on here. It's like, in some of you, it may be pets and not a child, like somebody in your family has a pet and you're kind of telling them what they should do. And I think some of them are sick of hearing it, you know, and, yeah, and I feel like here's your ancestor, right? Here's your ancestor that watches you guys and watches how you interact, and sees what's going on, you know, and is watching all the generations. And the 10 of Pentacles for me is very much like a family ancestor type of card. But I feel like there is somebody, I feel like this person could live in an apartment building, or it's a little bit more run down of a building. And I feel like this person is doing the best that they can. They want you to know that. All right, I'm getting the initials EM or M, or Emily, like M. Okay, I'm also seeing EV here too. Yeah, so I feel like this person could be, and I'm also seeing the initials N here. It's like NOC, all right? I'm seeing like NOC here, or just no, all right? I feel like sometimes this person is like, no, like they don't want your help, but they need it at the same time is what I feel. Yeah, and I feel like this person is really trying to get their shit together. They know that they have a lot of work to do, and that they really need to put some effort back into their life. And I feel like they just want you to accept them for who they are. And I feel like this person may be kind of like artistic, or they may have some artistic talents that they really enjoy doing that make them feel peaceful or happy. And they may want to kind of break into a new industry, or they have ideas about what they want to do. And I feel like this person just wants your acceptance, right? They do want your help, but they also, more than anything, they just want you to see how hard they're working and how hard they're trying, and that their heart is in the right place, okay? And yeah, and so that's kind of what I'm feeling here, all right? And I just heard like, leave me alone sometimes too. Like, I feel like sometimes they kind of just, you know, it's like they want your help and they need your input, but they're also just kind of like, you know, leave them alone at times too, I guess, okay? What else does this person have to say to pile number one, Spirit? Oh, that they love you. Look at this, Two of Cups. That they love you and they so appreciate you, and they know that you've always been there for them, and they know that you've always got their back, and that, you know, they can always count on you. Oh, ho, ho. I love that. I love that. They love you, okay? And they're just telling you, like, they appreciate everything that you do, and that you're a very healing spirit to them, okay? And that you've helped them a lot. So I think some of you need to hear that, okay? And this person is really wanting to communicate that to you. Is there anyone in pile number one's life right now? Is there anyone in piles number one's life right now that is jealous of them? Any haters around there? I mean, I feel like not really, pile number one. I feel like you're, you know, like what doesn't hurt me made me stronger. Take that, haters, right? There's that song Stronger by Kanye West. I was listening to that the other day, right? I feel like you guys don't have a lot of haters in your life right now. I feel like you did in the past, okay? I feel like you've dealt with that energy of people of chaos and fights and, you know, people just being in shit fights with each other for the hell of it. I feel like some of you dealt with that in a work environment. You dealt with some haterade or some people that were just funky towards you in a work environment and who would just disagree with you just for the fucking hell of it. And you just got tired of that, okay? And I think you kind of left that behind. You're just like, I'm not going to deal with that anymore. And or for some of you, maybe you are in an environment like that and you're thinking about leaving that environment, okay? And I feel like some of you, I'm getting the word criminal justice or working somehow in the criminal justice system or legal system of some way or government work. And I feel like you guys were just dealing with some, you could have been dealing with some people that had some, you know, they wanted things their way and they had kind of big egos about it. Yeah, and I feel like it just was draining your energy and, you know, and I feel like the job didn't even pay that well, okay? It didn't even pay that well. And you knew that you could do better, all right? And I feel like some of you guys just are picking up from that and moving on, all right? Yeah, you guys are just like, you know what? I'm not gonna, and some of you may be thinking of starting your own company or going to work for someone who's a lot more powerful. And I feel like in your work environment, there was too many people at the same level fighting, and there was no real clear authority figure that was kind of calling the shots, okay? And I feel like it really disturbed the peace in the environment. And I feel like some of you are like, you know, really wanting to focus on your love life right now too. You're really wanting to focus on relationships, friendships, your love life, having peace in your own home, right? Having peace and happiness in your own home and not dragging all this stuff around with you, okay? And I do think you guys are going to be in an environment that is much more clear and has more clear channels of authority where there isn't all this like shit fighting, infighting, okay? And some of you have made the choice to leave this type of environment because it wasn't working for your family, your own family. It wasn't working for your mental health, and you're just wanting to get away from that, okay? So that is what I am seeing for you guys. And, you know, some of you also maybe start of thinking becoming your own bosses, right? You're like, I don't really want to work with anyone. I may have one business partner here, but I'm not in the mood to work with a bunch of others, and I just want to kind of do my own thing, all right? So that's what I'm getting, pile number one. I really love your guys' energy. I think you guys have that boss energy, and so I relate to it so much as well. And so anyway, yeah, those of you that have Scorpio or Leo in your chart, I feel like this reading double, triple, hello, okay? So let's go ahead and get into pile number two. All right, let's do it. Do it. All right. Okay. Pile number two is so funny. I just had that song, My Neck, My Back, in my head. You know that song from the early 2000s, My Neck, My Back. I'm just listening to that in my head right now. Let's clear the energy. Pile number two. Okay. Pile number two, welcome to your reading. You have the red agate. And before I started your reading, I'm just going to mention it again, but I was getting that song, My Neck, My Back, and my neck, my back, right? You guys know what song I'm talking about anyway, from like the early 2000s. I just had to mention it again. But your reading is called What Do Others Find Challenging About You? Okay. Some of you guys could be a little bit aggressive sexually. Hey now, pile number 2. But we are going to go ahead and get into it. You guys chose the red agate, and we are using the before tarot in your reading. We're going to look at what do others find challenging about you, any person that's upset with you right now, and what do they want you to know, and is there any jealousy around you? Okay, so let's go ahead and get into it. Spirits, angels, and guides, for my beautiful and amazing pile number 2s, please connect me to their energy. Please let me know, Spirit, and let me know what people find challenging about them. Thank you. I was seeing X's and O's in your guys's, when I was like channeling into it, I was seeing like XO, 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 and I almost like a tic-tac-toe board. Maybe some of you like playing games, or you play games on your phone, or you just like playing games in general, right? It's like tic-tac-toe over here, pile number 2. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into it. Did any of you guys ever play that game where, like back in the day, you would like make a little thing out of it, and then you would count, and then you'd go, okay, you're gonna live in a mansion with 3 kids. You know what I'm talking about? That kind of like game that you would play that with a piece of paper that you would fold up in a certain way. I'm seeing that right now. Okay. So let's go ahead and get into it. Are you juvenile sometimes, pile number 2? Do you have is your sense of humor? Let's go ahead and see. What do others find challenging about my pile number 2s? Let's get into it. Tiger Angel. Wow. Okay. I love this. Wow, pile number 2. I mean, I feel like I was talking about, being a little bit aggressive sexually, or a little bit demanding at times, pile number 2. But I mean, I feel like you guys may have a cat, you may have a big cat. I love this tiger here. I feel like sometimes you guys are, really, maybe other people feel like they're not as important as you at times, or they feel like, you're mostly focused on you and your friends and the circle around you, or that you only let certain people into your circle and get close to you, and that you're fiercely defending and loyal to those people, but you don't really give other people chances, all right? I'm seeing the initials SMIA, okay? Yeah, so anyway, and I'm hearing the word like Sal, S-A-L here too. All right, I'm seeing the initials G, A, and I too. All right, so Gia, I'm also getting the name like Gia. But I feel like some of you guys are, like, you're like, okay, if you're in my circle, I got you, right? And I'll protect you, and I'll care for you. But if somebody isn't in your circle, you're like, fuck off, And I feel like some people may think that you're a little hard to get to know, or that you're very protective of yourself. And sometimes I feel like people may think that if you do care for someone, you don't really ever question them. And so therefore you can get very stubborn about your relationships, or you can get very like defensive and stubborn about your relationships, not wanting to see the truth about something as well. Like, it is hard to get into your circle of trust, pile number 2, but once you do, you're in. But then you may have a tendency to ignore some things that may need to be said. Yeah, we have the gazelle here. So I do feel I'm getting this energy of you guys being a little bit intimidating to some people. Some of you may have, like in high school, you may have had like a mean girl energy, or people might have been a little bit scared of you at times, like the tiger and the gazelle, right? Okay. I feel like some people may find it hard to, like, maybe you're very kind of defensive of yourself too, and that you don't really let them see like your softer side at times, or how you're really feeling, or what's going on with you. So I'm going to read the gazelle here. It says, heightened awareness and ability being vulnerable. The gazelle represents supreme grace, With every move, this awe-inspiring beauty amidst sophistication and elegance. The gazelle personalities are often hyper-aware of their surroundings, and this can inhibit them from enjoying the beauty they've spent so much effort cultivating. No more worrying about all those predators out there in the wild. When this card appears, it's time to get back to the present moment. Sit down, find your breath, acknowledge the bounty that surrounds you, and let it nourish your gentle spirit. Okay, so when the gazelle is out of balance, someone can have food allergies, insomnia, having a racing mind. Okay, and to bring this energy into balance, you need yin yoga, a cozy home, good food. All right, and when it is in balance, you're graceful, perceptive, and artistic. Okay, pile number 2. So when you're not in balance, you can be klutzy or sloppy or not seeing certain things about what's going on around you, is what I feel too. And yeah, we have sacrifice here, number 7. So I feel like some people may think that you're always like a sacrificial lamb, or you're always sacrificing yourself, or, that you never really stand up for yourself. Like you may stand up for the people in your circle or the people that are around you, but at times it's like they may think that you don't really stand up for yourself, and a lot of your problems may be because you just kind of refuse to take that responsibility. All right, we have girl talk here. So I was getting that energy, and I do feel like this could kind of be some energy in your circles with your friends, okay? And I think that sometimes you guys may come off to others as being a little bit superficial, particularly like when you're on the phone. Like you may be like, haha, that's so funny, Kim, or whatever, or haha, that's so interesting, right? But you're not really present in the moment because you have a tendency to be hyper vigilant at times. I feel like pile number 2, like you may be like, haha, that's so cool. But then you're not really like focusing in per se on that person, or you're just like listening, but you're not. Some of you may have issues kind of listening at times too to others. You may drift off. You may, you may become kind of martyrish or kind of drift off in conversations. And people are like, just stay present with me for a moment so that we can connect and talk, right? Oh, we see, I like you here. I was seeing those X's and O's in your reading, and that's when I started. And it says, I think this also has to do with some of you guys may be a flirt, or you may flirt with a lot of people, and you guys may make people around you feel like that you are interested in them or you like them. But ultimately, you're just kind of like, you lose interest, or you kind of just walk away, or, you may make people think that you really like them up front, but then as time goes on and you start talking, you just kind of get like distant, or you'll be like, okay, that kind of thing. And people may find that very annoying. Yeah, it says, I don't believe you. You've lied to me before. So I feel like you guys could be like total flirts. I'm feeling like Gemini, Pisces, Sagittarius, Cancer type of energy here. I feel like, people around you may get a little aggravated with you because they're like, I'm getting the name Abby or Abigail too. I feel like people around you may get annoyed with you because they're like, like they think that you like them, and then they get annoyed because they're like, I know, like you don't really like me. I feel like you guys can be kind of fickle that way. Yeah, we have Ace of Wands, new vitality. So, I feel like a lot of times you guys just sort of, like whatever's the shiny new thing here. I'm also feeling like LGBTQ energy in this pile with this rainbow here. I feel like sometimes people think that you just see what you can get in situations too. Like if there's a new person, like people may think you're a little bit of a player at times, pile number 2, and you're like, who, me, what, And and I feel like you may be a little bit guarded from emotionally investing in others at times here, but I feel like, or you guys may kind of keep hidden what your true intentions are to others. And I feel like people think that you switch things up a lot, and some of you may have kissed a lot of people too, and they're like, God, pile number 2, right? Keep it in your pants. It's kind of what I feel. Like, I feel like you guys, your attention is very much like, like on, off. And others may find that annoying. Yeah, we have detach here, number 11. So there's this energy of needing to detach and let go. And I feel like people feel like you do this all the time, like you detach from them, like you're interested in them, you like them, you want to hang out with them, and then you're just like, no, you're gone, you disappear, okay? And I think some people are like, annoyed with it because they're like, what's going on, We have North Node and Destiny. So, I think you guys are very underneath it all. You are very romantic, or you are very like, you do believe in destiny. You do believe in, the path and blossoming and becoming, and I feel like it's because you guys are kind of like, you guys are kind of searchers, voyagers. You kind of are going down different paths at different times, right? Trying to discover your destiny. So I feel like that's kind of why you don't really stick around sometimes, or you just kind of walk away. You're also a very complex person, and I feel like you guys deal with people maybe sometimes who are not as complex as you, or they haven't gone through some of the things that you've had, or they don't really get where you're coming from, like your artistic, kind of flowy, kind of dancing around it type of energy. And there is a big destiny, I feel, for you, pile number 2. And I think some of you may have had some trauma too with this gazelle energy. There may be some hypervigilance or kind of PTSD energy that I feel like, you guys don't really project towards people. Like, you don't really show that often. I feel like it's a little bit hard to get to know that side of you. And but you do want people to like you, so you kind of feed them the information that they, and that's why I feel like people get their hearts broken a little bit around you, pile number 2. Respect, admiring, kind gestures, and polite. I mean, I feel like you guys are, admiring others, and you are respecting others, but then you pull your energy back. And this could be with friends or romantic connections. And I feel like, people get annoyed by that because you admire them and you make it seem like you like them or you're into them. And you may even have like a sexual kind of conquest with them too, but then it's like you're just kind of like whatever, and you just sort of flitter off. We have the sky's the limit. Anything is possible. There are no limits. Yeah, I feel like some of you guys may not have a lot of limits or boundaries, okay? And that's why, sometimes I think people feel like you may not know what you're doing, or that you're just kind of stumbling around at times, pile number 2. And I think it's just because you're like, your destiny. And I think that you guys are artists, right? And even if you don't have like a particular art or skill, I feel like your soul is like an artist. You're a creative, you're an artist. And and I feel like you guys paint with a big paintbrush and you make really broad strokes, right? And I think a lot of people get caught up in your net, right? And they start thinking that this could be something. And then they get really annoyed because they're like, what's really going on? What does pile number 2 really believe or want? Or, and I feel like sometimes even your family members could feel like you just kind of like disappear or go missing at times too, right? And I feel like you guys could be like very dreamy and just kind of like disassociating or disconnecting at times. And I feel like people could find that annoying, all right? And they could find that challenging to kind of like pin you down and sort of see what's actually going on with you, okay? And especially the people that really care about you. It's like, because I feel like your head's in the clouds sometimes, pile number 2. But, the thing is that you're going to meet your destiny. You absolutely will in this lifetime meet your destiny. And I feel like with the spaceship here, like some of you guys are starseeds, empaths, you're artists, you're creatives, you know, and you're very sensitive. Your bodies, your emotions, your feelings are very sensitive. And so sometimes you do pull back your energy or you kind of go missing, all right? But I feel like some of you too could be kind of liberal with your sexuality. No judgment, pile number 2. And others could find that annoying because they think that they're building something with you, but they're really not, okay? Yeah, look at this shit. Oh my God. People, 10 of Cups, people think that you're gonna like be there for them or shelter them from the storm, or that, you know, oh my God, I just saw some fire like pop out of this candle randomly. It's so weird. Anyway, I feel like people think that you're going to kind of be there for them through the storm and the rain and the good times and the bad, and that you're going to help them or protect them, and then you just kind of walk away. I feel like sometimes you guys are just like, I'm done with this, and you kind of walk away. And I think that people find that very challenging about you, or that depending on your mood or your mindset, like, you know, you can be sometimes like, I'll be your shelter, I'll help you, we'll do this together, right? I got your back kind of thing. And, you know, things are going to be great between us. It's going to be like happiness and joy. And then you just kind of turn your back on situations like, fuck that, you know? And I think people can find that, you know, they can find that a little challenging about you here. Yeah, because I feel like you guys need a lot of alone time with the Hermit here. It's like your guys' soul needs room to expand and to grow and to breathe, to come into your destiny. And I feel like you are a very complex person, pile number 2. And that's what people don't really get about you, okay? And I feel like because you are very polite and interested in others, and you're very like sexually attractive and you're very intriguing or beguiling, that people kind of fall for that. But I also think it's just like you guys need your own fucking energy, okay? Like you're just kind of like, you know, you're just needing to go off on your own. And I feel like people oftentimes, like, they don't really know what you're up to, that you may just go missing, you know, yeah. And it's like I think people assume that, you know, they assume that like you don't care, or that you're just like fuck, you know, you're just like fuck off, right? With the Tower energy, I feel like people think that, you know, you're in and out of things, as with the Knight of Wands, that you're just, and the Six of Swords, that you're just in and out of things very quickly, and they don't really know what's going on with you. And some people may find that you're very volatile emotionally, all right? You're very volatile emotionally, and they don't know whether you're coming or going at times, okay? And I feel like some of you guys may attract people like this in your life too, that kind of come and go out of your life. And I feel like some of you may ask, well, why is this always happening to me? I feel like some of you are going to say, that's the energy that other people are pointing at me. Like, you know, they're being very volatile and coming in and out of my life, and I'm having to detach from things, even though I thought the situation was going somewhere, right? I feel like it's either that energy is in you or it's coming at you, right? Because it's part of an energy signature that you're working through, okay, pile number 2. And, you know, and not every situation is meant for you. Some situations are, and I feel like this is something you need to know about your destiny, is sometimes, you know, people come into your life for a specific purpose and quickly come and go. And I feel like, you know, you for them as well. This is going to happen with you doing this as well. But it's to help people. It's to give people that shot of brilliance. It's to be like, okay, this is where, it's to redirect people, honestly. It's to redirect people out of situations that they didn't need to be in, is what I'm getting, okay? And that's kind of why all of this is going on. So let's go ahead and see, is there anyone in pile number 2's life that is upset with them right now? Is there anyone in pile number 2's life that is upset with them right now? Who isn't, right? 5 of Swords. I mean, yeah, let's see. Is there anyone who's upset? You know, I feel like, you know, there could be a friend that is upset with you right now, pile number 2. I also feel like there could be a couple of romantic interests that are upset with you right now. that don't know whether they're coming or going with you. And I feel like some of them may feel like they put in really good effort with you and they really tried to show you that they care, and then they just heard nothing from you, and then just, you know, and then you weren't really coming around, or you weren't really interested. And I do think there might be a couple people around you that are like, you know, I tried, or you may feel this way, that you guys are like, you know what, I tried to give whatever in a situation. I tried to be there for people. It didn't work. And now I'm just going to go off and do my own thing. Okay. And I feel like this energy may be existing on both sides of the equation. You feel this way and they feel that way. Okay. And I do feel like some of you guys are like, well, what happened? Because this looked like it was really going somewhere. And I feel like I put in my best effort. And now I'm just sitting here kind of worried and wondering about what's going to happen next, or where all this is going, right? And I do feel like there could be a lack of communication, or the communication between you and someone in your life has become very strained. It just isn't, you know, there might be a text or two here or there, but you can tell that the energy has shifted, okay? So I do feel, and for some of you, I do feel like there is a teacher who could be upset with you. There could be a teacher who is trying to help you or do something for you that's annoyed or upset with you right now. I don't know if that's going to resonate for everyone, but I'm getting the word teacher. So maybe you're a teacher and you're annoyed as well, pile number 2. But I do feel like there could be someone that tried to help you that is like, I'm not going to do that anymore because it's aggravating and I tried, and you know, and it didn't work. But I mean, honestly, it did work. When you see the 9 of Pentacles here, it's like, you know, don't give up, because I feel like also if you guys have been trying to help in a situation, I feel like it is working, and don't worry about it so much. Okay, is another message that I'm getting here. Is anybody jealous around, well, first of all, for these people that may be upset with pile number 2, what is their message to pile number 2 here? King of Swords. They're like, you know, I understand more now of why you did what you did, or, you know, why you said what you said here, but I'm still a little annoyed. We have the Ace of Wands. They're like, you know, next time, especially if there's somebody here who was interested in you and they're annoyed that, you know, you were acting interested and then you didn't really seize the opportunity. I feel like this person is saying, don't come at me again next time unless you kind of plan to follow through with it. I feel like somebody is saying here, like, don't approach me again unless you are actually planning to do something with it or about it, okay? So that's what I'm getting here. Yeah, they're like, unless you plan to actually be with me or come together with me or be sexual with me or hold me, touch me, love me, unless you plan to kind of close this loop and close this circle and make this happen, don't really step to me. I feel like, yeah, and I feel like somebody is a little bit pissy at you right now. And for some of you, you could feel like that's how you're feeling too. And, you know, and both of you could be feeling this way, all right? And, you know, and I think both of you are kind of, but I do feel like there is someone who's looking at this situation with some regret, because I think that there was a lot of, you know, hope here. Yeah, and I do think that this person's kind of trying to gather up their strength to communicate with you, but I feel like they're still kind of spicy about this. They're still pissed or spicy, okay? And I feel like some of them are sort of waiting for you to kind of talk to them, all right? So that's what I feel like their message is here. Like they could be waiting on a message from you, is what I feel like, okay? So let's see next. Is there any jealousy around pile number 2? Is there any jealousy around pile number 2 right now? The moon. Okay, Spirit, why is the moon here? Why is the moon here? I mean, I feel like it comes and goes, all right? There could be somebody in your work environment with the Knight of Pentacles here, or if you're in school, somebody in your school environment. I feel like it sort of comes and goes. There could be an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. I feel like there could be a young man here who is jealous of whatever secrets that you're keeping, or any kind of sense that you could have lied to them or not told them the whole truth, all right? There could be a young earth sign male here, or just like a medium-aged male earth sign here who thinks, you know, who isn't quite sure of, you know, like what's going on between you two, okay? And this could be a lover, I feel like, for some of you too here. Yeah, and some of them are like, I'm taking a break from this situation, because I do think they have been jealous if you've been talking to others, or they've been thinking that you're talking to others, and they're like, you know, I just need to calm my mind and relax here and take things slower, because I feel like they're not sure what's going on. And I do feel like this person wants something more with you, but they're not quite sure what it is that you want, pile number 2, which is one of the things that people find very annoying or challenging about you. Hidden energy on the bottom of the deck, Ace of Swords. They're not clear. They're not clear that they don't really know what it is that you want. You know, they don't have clarity about what it is that you actually want, okay? And I feel like this person does want something with you, but I feel like they're kind of holding back right now, because I do think they've had some deep feelings, deep emotions about this, and a lot of uncertainty about where this is all going, all right? But I think they do want it to go somewhere here. So that is what I'm getting for you, pile number 2. I hope you enjoyed your reading, my loves. I mean, it was kind of all over the place, but hey, I feel like that's you, okay? You are all over the place. You're everywhere to me, and everywhere I go, I see, right? That's that Michelle Branch song, Everywhere. So, all right, pile number 2. Let's go ahead and move into pile number 3. Let's do it. Do it to it. This has been a really fun reading so far. Okay, so let's get into it. We've got pile number 3. We're going to clear the energy. Pile number 3, welcome to your reading. You guys chose the Sugilite alien head, and your alien head is going to sit here and watch as we do your reading today, called What Do Others Find Challenging About You? Okay, I'm getting the name Michelle. I know that there is a Michelle that watches my videos a lot, and I've mentioned that I've got that name before, but I just have to say I'm getting the name again. I'm getting like the last name Herrera too, Herrera. Okay, first name Michelle, last name Herrera, or somebody who is a Michelle and then another name with Herrera, okay? Just have to say what I'm getting. Okay, so the reading is called What Do Others Find Challenging About You? We're gonna look at if there's any person that's upset with you right now. What do they want you to know? And is there jealousy around you right now? Okay, pile number 3. And so let's go ahead and get into it. Spirits, angels, and guides, please help connect me with the beautiful energy of pile number 3 and the group of people around them, so that I can find out, what do others find challenging around my pile number 3s, okay? I am getting like, I'm specifically getting the name of who I would consider kind of a mentor to me. But she's a very like spiritual person. She's a mystic. She's like a very advanced person. And some of you are going to know who this is if you're a friend of mine too, and you may have a connection to her too. Anyway, I just want to say, for those of you coming to pile number 3, I do feel like you guys are mystics. I do feel like you're connected to spirituality. You may be channels yourself. You may be channeling some of the energy of the universe. You may have starseed alien ancestry here, okay? So we're going to go ahead and get into it for my pile number 3s. What do others find challenging about you? Let's go ahead and check into it. Sweetheart, oh my God, right? Like, I love this sweetheart energy here. And yeah, look at this little fly here in the corner too with its little wings. Actually, I want to kind of check the book. I feel like there might be something in the book here. And right, like I turned right to the page. If you've known violence in your life, maybe on the outside, maybe on the inside, with a mind that has tortured you with fear, shame, or darkness or doubt, enough of that now. It is time for a gentler way, less pain, more gain, no more torture. It's time for sweets and treats. It's so funny because I did mention to this person a couple years ago, I said, we need to think about finding some yum-yums for you, okay? So we have sweetheart here. We have sweets and liking sweets, okay? If there are abusive or toxic relationships in your life, then you'll need to do some relationship overhauling, even if it means ending one or all of them. No matter how much the people involved may proclaim their love, no matter how much you may wonder if you're making it up because appearances seem so acceptable, and yet underneath you cannot help but feel that something isn't healthy. If a relationship is holding you back rather than helping lift you up, then reconsider its place in your life. You cannot taste the sweetness that life wants to bring you if you are crammed full of stuff you don't want or need anymore. Create some space, get a bit hungry, ready yourself for receiving life's nectar, and believe in the power of your new beginning. You are a true sweetheart of the universe. Let yourself be treated accordingly. Oh, I love that, sweethearts. I absolutely love that. So a lot of people may find challenging is that they've seen you in relationships, or they've seen you accepting less than your worth in relationships. And, people can feel like, sometimes these, this is also like ladybug wings on this fly, right? But ladybug. And I feel like some people, like, you're so gorgeous. I do think a lot of people think you look really amazing. For those of you that like to wear dresses, like in certain types of dresses, or like dramatic clothing, and I feel like people, like, you're a very beautiful person, pile number 3, but people get upset and they find it challenging that you kind of lower yourself to be in these relationships that are not good for you, okay? Where, you have to do most of the heavy lifting. I'm also getting the word goth, G-O-T-H. So some of you may have had a goth phase or been around people who were like gothy kind of thing too. I'm also seeing the initials R-A here, R and A. But I feel like, people get challenged and upset because it's 10:10 on my clock right now, because you're like a perfect 10. You're amazing, pile number 3, and you settle for less than your worth, okay? And people find that challenging because they love you and they want to see you doing better for yourself, okay? And making better choices for yourself, and having better connections and better love in your life, and treating yourself more kindly, okay? And I do think people want you to become more like the fox, okay? More like worried about yourself and more worried about, what a situation can bring to you, right? And I think you are very foxy, pile number 3. I'm getting like foxy lady, right? Like, you're very foxy, you're very smart, you have all these amazing qualities, and people are like, why do you settle for less? Like, why do you settle for people that disappoint you, that hurt you? And why don't you see yourself the way that we see you? All right. So we're going to go ahead and look at the fox here. All these piles have been very different. Like, all of these piles have been so different. It's been really interesting, but let's go ahead and I just want to see the fox a little bit here. Smart, strong, a smart, strong partner or mate, and wise teacher. So you are a wise teacher. And I was getting that energy of being a mentor to others, being a mentor for people spiritually. But, you guys may have a habit of being with people who are very sneaky and who don't really know themselves, who are unsure of their own identity, and therefore don't really, it's like 7 of Swords energy, right? And, you know, Fox personalities are skillful in business and also make great teachers. They are quick to learn and adapt well to new situations. You guys are, Foxes are ideal life partners as they commit to relationships for long term, and their natural charisma keeps things exciting, okay? And, you know, and I think that you guys are seriously a catch. You are a great catch, and you're very smart and determined people. And I think that you guys have just dealt with like some very unstable people in your past, is what I'm getting. It's like, you know, the dark side of Fox energy is like the Seven of Swords or the Lord of Unstable Effort, okay? And I feel like you guys have been around some of that. Forgetting oneself. Yeah, and I think people find it challenging that like you can help everyone else, but it seems like a lot of times you don't really help yourself, okay? Or that you cut yourself out of the equation, all right? And you know, and that is, you're aggravating. I feel like people around you could be challenged by that and wanting you to see what you're worth and wanting to include yourself in the equation and wanting you to, you know, fight back, basically, right? Fight back for what is yours, fight back for your life, fight back for the things that you want, okay? And you can't forget yourself in connections, right? And I think sometimes the word I'm getting is codependency too. I feel like some of you guys have, and I've struggled with it too, no shame in the game, right? But like, you know, it's this energy of putting everyone before yourself and writing yourself out of the equation. And I feel like the people around you, you know, are like, I wish you wouldn't do that, okay? And yeah, so let's see what else we get here. Yeah, you guys have really had some tough karmic relationships, both friendships in your family and in romantic relationships, but particularly with romantic relationships. And, you know, I feel like sometimes you guys may build resentment, you know, towards things, and you may have a hard time letting things go. And I think, you know, people may try to help you with things or try to counsel you with things. And I feel like sometimes you just kind of refuse to let go. It's like you keep putting yourself in the path of, you know, destruction in a way. And it's not, you know, it's not victim blaming or shaming. Like I've been there too, right? We've all been there. But I feel like sometimes your friends or the people that care about you are like, come on, would you please, like, you know, stop that, right? And I feel like, you know, you guys talk a lot about maybe about what you will change or what you will do, or you, you know, or you are very like dedicated to like studying certain concepts or things. But I feel like people are sometimes like, you know, action, right? Like put your money where your mouth is, right? Like they want to see you, you know, like I feel like you guys are very smart and you help others a lot, but they'd like to see you take more positive, affirmative actions for yourself. And I feel like actually I'm not just speaking to like from your friends or loved ones around you. I'm also your guides. I feel like are really coming through strong here too. And they're really coming through with this message of like, we see what you're doing and we know that you're learning and growing from these experiences, but we want to see you move forward on action items in your own life, okay? Yeah, we have full moon madness, confusion, and being impulsive, all right? And some of you guys may think that you found a path, right? Or that you know, or that, but then you kind of get pulled back into this energy of like, well, I don't know, I'm not sure, or, you know, and I think that, you know, I feel like this is more like your guides that get annoyed with this or find this challenging about you rather than, you know, and I feel like some of you may have like an auntie or an uncle too that also sees this, or some elder maybe in your family that also kind of lectures or sees this about you, okay? But I feel like, you know, you guys talk in circles sometimes too. You may like double talk, or you may talk yourself out of things, or you may further confuse yourself even more kind of with the things that you're saying. And I feel like when you do take action, sometimes it's very impulsive at times. And, you know, your guides would like to see you get a better handle on how you're feeling, okay? And acting from, you know, and sitting with your own emotions and getting a handle on how you're feeling rather than, you know, everyone else. Like, you can't forget yourself here. Yeah, crown chakra. Some of you guys are extremely psychic, and that's why you're getting a ton of information, a ton of psychic information about people. And you guys are mystics, you are teachers, you are healers, and you are getting, and this is your spirit guides coming through here with the downloads. They are downloading me right now and telling you, you cannot forget yourself, okay? And for some of you, you need to forgive yourselves for forgetting yourself in the past, okay? And you need to forgive yourself from that, and you need to release yourself from that, is what I'm also feeling. Like, your guides are like, you know, don't do that to yourself, and also forgive yourself, okay? And there's a lot of downloads and information about your next steps in your life coming through, pile number 3, but you have to put yourself at the center of that equation, okay? Yeah, we have Empress energy here, nurture, okay? So Spirit is wanting to see you actually, you know, put time, effort, energy into what you want to create in your life. They want to see you nurture yourself and love yourself instead of nurturing and loving everyone else constantly. It's beautiful what you do for people. And some of you may be parents here too, and you're like, well, I have to, or I've needed to do that. And that's great, right? That's wonderful, that's great. But you need to nurture yourselves now. You need to put back into your own heart, okay? And some of you need to be outdoors in nature, grounding yourselves, etc. And yeah, and you need to really believe and love yourself with this Empress energy, because it is going to lead to your abundance. We have third house in perception. So this is really about how you perceive yourself, okay? How you perceive your own mind and the messages that you're telling yourself is what I'm getting here. We have the 8th house of intimacy. So you really go deep with people, pile number 3. And, you know, and you do have that. I feel like some of you could be like, you know, erotic. We have, you know, like sex worker kind of energy, erotic kind of energy, you know, this kind of like going deep into the underbelly of life, going into the occult, going into the mysteries, going into, you know, psychic energy with that. And I feel like you guys need to nurture that and grow that and spend time and effort there, receiving the downloads, because this is supposed to be about what others find challenging about you. But I feel like it's more like what you need to challenge in yourself, honestly, pile number 3. You know, what you need to challenge and grow within yourself and work with your guides on, okay? Yeah, we have new doorways open with new opportunities. Exactly. This is going to open for you. And I feel like some people get annoyed or challenged by you because they could see that what you can do and what's possible for you. Some of you may have connections to ancient Egypt as well too, is what I feel. And I feel like someone here may be a friend of mine as well, like a person that I know in my life, or that, and I feel like if that's the case, you and I knew each other in ancient Egypt. I just have to say that because I know some people that know me actually watch too. But what I'm saying here is that there are people around you that can be frustrated at times because it's like you don't open the door, or you're not opening the door or taking that action or proactively going about it, okay? And they want to see you do that. They want to see you to stop getting pulled back into so many things and instead push your energy out for yourself. As above, so below. Here are my magicians in pile number 3. I just got chills. Spiritual realm can be affected by what you do here in the physical world. So it's very important to know that the victories and the doors that you open and the things that you focus on and the realities that you create in your everyday life are affecting the spiritual realm. Pile number 3, and it's affecting your guides. Your guides are very close to you and tight with you in this lifetime, and I feel like they feel so connected to you that if you know, they have made big bets on you. And I think their soul evolution in a way is tied to your soul evolution. And for some of you, it may be an auntie or someone that's passed through that's also still tied to you as well. Okay. And I'm thinking of one of my best friends who's a Virgo, and her auntie is in the spiritual world. But I do feel like, you know, people get do-overs through us, you know, and the doors that we unlock are doors that they also get to unlock and walk through. So don't ever forget that. That's why you can't pull yourself from the equation, pile number 3, because the spiritual realm is also speaking through you. Okay. I feel like I'm just like going off for you, pile number 3. Okay, so you guys, some of you guys are going to be like, damn, this is really heavy. You know, this is really intense information. All right, but let's go ahead and see. Is there any person in pile number 3's life that is upset with them right now? Is there any person? I feel like some of you are like, I feel like some of you may turn off this reading now and be like, whoa, I have to stop and pause and think about this before I go on. You know, the 5 of Cups here, okay? I'm getting the number 5, the number 8, and the number 9, and a B, okay? And the initial B here. But I feel like, and I'm also seeing the number 98 and the initials TB here, okay, TB. Yeah, so I feel like it's like your angels that are upset with you sometimes, you know? They're like, not upset with you, but they're just like, stop lollygagging, stop resting in this shit, you know? Like, you've done enough. You've done enough reflection. You've done enough, you know, like looking back at things and wondering why they didn't work out. You've done enough examining. You've gone deep with your emotions. And I feel like, you know, it's not necessarily what others are upset with you. I feel like you guys are upset with yourselves and about something, you know, like you might be upset with something in your life right now. Like some of you guys are upset because you're like, why didn't I take those steps? Why didn't I go? Why didn't I travel? Why didn't I move? And I feel like a lot of you are lamenting and thinking that it's too late. And I feel like some of you are holding on to resentments as well from the past. Okay. So it's not, I don't even feel that it's really other people that are upset with you. It's more like you being upset with yourself about something that you think that you did wrong or over spilled milk. And your angels are like, no, you know, they're like, stop that shit right now. And, you know, new doorways will open with new opportunities. The sooner that you see yourself in a new light and go deeper and come out of confusion is the time that you're going to know what direction you should go next. Okay. So Temperance, Sagittarius energy, you're doing things just right and you're doing things just fine. There is not any major failures in your life, pile number 3. Your guides are trying to reassure you that they're pushing you hard because you're an advanced soul. They're pushing you hard, but they know that you're also pushing yourself hard too. And so they're like, if you need to rest at times and just take care of yourself, that's okay too. All right. So is anyone upset with pile number 3 here? Yeah, I mean, I feel like you guys it's this 8 energy. There's 2 8s here. I feel like some of you guys have turned your back on some things, some creative endeavors here, possibly having to do with writing or a new project that you want to start or something new that you want to communicate or your own creative talents and abilities. And I feel like some of you may have turned your back on, you know, some things that you want to do for yourself or some things that you need to get off your chest or put out there in the world, okay? And, you know, and I feel like you may be a little bit upset with yourself at times, right? About that. But I feel like, you know, Spirit is just saying you took this time. It's actually productive. You took this time to kind of step back, look at everything that is going on around you, connect with the spiralic nature of the universe, right? Like we get so linear, like, oh, we have to do this way, or we have to go this direction, or if it didn't go out exactly like this, that door isn't going to open for me, right? And I feel like, you know, Spirit is saying here, like, no, be confident, you know, activate your throat chakra, travel, move, go, and be confident about what you're doing, and let go of anything that, even if it brings you sadness, even if it feels like it's never going to get better, Spirit is like, it's time to just set your sights on a new horizon, okay? And don't be upset with yourself that you lost productivity or you lost time or it's too late, because it's not. The time is now, pile number 3. The time is now, okay? And let's go ahead and see. What do your guides, what other messages, because I feel like it's your guides that are coming through here. What other messages from pile number 3's guides needs to come through? Oh yeah, look at this, judgment, right? Look at this. You have at least 3 guides here who are basically saluting you, pile number 3, holding their arms up to you in victory, and they are around you. Like I said, they are a tight-knit circle around you, and they are going to lift your energy up. They are going to take your old life and put it in the fires of oblivion, set fire to it, and watch you rise. Okay, pile number 3, that is what I am getting. And I just got that message by Adele, Set Fire to the Rain. It's a song by Adele called I'm Gonna Set Fire to the Rain. And I think that's exactly what, yeah, the death card here. Yep, you know, Spirit is like, hey, get ready, because we are coming in and we are gonna wipe the slate clean for you. And you are going to basically burst forth onto the scene again here, I feel like, and everything's going to be different. Everything is going to change, okay? And you've done your karma, you've done your journey, you've done the letting go. Now it's time to set this thing on fire. Pile number 3 is what I'm getting here. And this is 2 major arcanas coming through from your guides, coming through like bosses, coming through strong and hard for you, not letting anything get in your way, okay? Yeah, your guides are like, we are here, King of Pentacles. We are here. We're not going anywhere. We've got your back. And, you know, nothing can harm you, right? We've got your back. If something harmed you in the past, not anymore. We've got your sovereignty right here, okay? And, yeah, and they're not putting up with shit. I feel like your guides are like, we're not putting up with shit, all right? Like, and they're looking at you like you know better too, wink, okay? Pile number 3. So let's go ahead, and if there is some, you know, guy here or some woman or guy here that you think that your abundance is dependent upon, or that you can't do something without this person, Spirit's like, fuck that. You know, your guides are like, no, you are the rich man. Stop thinking of yourself as being any less than that. All right. I love that quote by Cher, where she's like, you know, my mother told me to find a rich man, and I told my mother I am the rich man. You know, I love that quote, right? Your guides are like, we're not giving up on you. Not now, not ever, not anytime. So you know what? Get used to it. I feel like your guides are saying that. All right. So is there anyone around pile number 3 who is jealous of them? Is there anyone around pile number 3 who is jealous of them? The moon. I mean, I feel like it's, let's see, why is the moon here, Spirit? Why is the moon here? Is there anyone who's jealous about pile number 3? Page of Cups. All right. Is there anyone here who is jealous of, okay, yeah. I feel like there is somebody here who, all right, here's what I get. Some of you may have dealt with a narcissist, or you may have dealt with somebody who on the outside seems very confident and very like they know what they're doing. They've got it. They're in control. This person could have been a cheater and a liar and a fucking scoundrel, okay? They could think that they're all that they're rich as fuck, or they have a business or whatever it is. But underneath it, this person is not, they're not grown up emotionally. They're still kind of a child emotionally, okay? And for some of you, I feel like there could be somebody in your life who's jealous of the relationship that you have with your children, or the time and effort that you put in mothering yourself or your children, all right? And I do feel like there could be a character here who comes off like they're all that and they've got it and all of that, but underneath it, they're not at your level, okay? They're not where you are. I'm getting the initial or the word R-O-D-I, Roddy. What is that? Roddy? Okay, or Naughty, N-O-D-D-I. But I feel like there is somebody here who comes off like they know everything and that they're super confident, but underneath it, they're really not. And I feel like I feel like they could be secretly jealous of you because, you know, you are underneath it all. You are not even underneath it all. You are a very successful person. You have a very loving heart, and you're very, like, you know what you want. I feel like pile number 3. And I feel like this person is not where you are emotionally. And I think this person can get jealous or upset. And I think they may also get jealous or upset the time that you spent helping others grow emotionally. And they may want you for themselves, okay? Because I know a lot of your guys' work here is to help guide others out of confusion and put them back in their heart space, right? And I do think there could have been, and for some of you, I feel like this is in the past, okay? There was somebody in your past who was like this. I'm getting the initial S as well here. I feel like there was someone, S and Z. I feel like there was someone in your past who was it's not jealous really. It's more like they were resentful of the time that you spent helping others instead of paying attention to them, okay? And I do feel like could be somebody from your past, right? But I feel like, you know, the hidden energy here is the high priest. Like, you guys were always meant to come out on top and to be spiritual authorities and to show others the way. So this situation is NA. It doesn't matter anymore. And you're moving forward, okay? And your guides are right there with you, pile number 3. So thank you so much, my loves, and take care, my beauties. Bless you.